History and devotion abound in the Buddhist country of Thailand. People begin the day with prayers at holy temples. It's a party. Here, monk training is more enjoyable than even a festival. Double the pleasure plus devotion. It's a special birthday party indeed. A charnel tower, a spot for souls to rest. Everyday life in Thailand. Experience the greatest Buddhist country in the world. Thailand is located in Southeast Asia between India and China. And wherever you go in this devoutly Buddhist country, there's a sight you'll likely never miss. We're talking about Thailand's ornate Buddhist temples. There are more than 32,000 temples in Thailand. 95% of the population believes in Buddhism.
ถ้าเราทำดีที่ดีเราขอท่านดีท่านก็จะให้เราในสิ่งที่ดี
There is one location that is considered the best. The Phra Pathum Chedai overwhelms people with its majestic appearance. At 417 feet high, it is the tallest temple in the world. The symbol of Nakhon Pathum, the temple is considered one of the holiest in Thailand. One of the first things visitors will notice is people sticking something on the Buddhist statues. Its shine and the way it sticks make it look oddly familiar. Could it be gold foil?
ทองอะค่ะไว้สำหรับปิดหาเนี่ยค่ะ
เป็นวัฒนธรรมของศาสนาพุทธนะครับ
You can easily see people attaching gold foil to Buddhist statues in Thailand. This is because they believe in reincarnation and that good deeds in this life will be rewarded in the next. The gold foil holds hope for this life and expectations for the next. It has turned a bronze statue into a gold one. But there is another sight common to Buddhist temples. It's people praying with lotus flowers that have not yet bloomed. What is the significance of this?
ประเทศไทยก็จะใช้จุดบูชาพระนะคะก็ใช้ส่วนแล้วก็มีทองเปลวนะคะใช้ปิดพระพุทธรูป
At a typical temple, there is one spot that visitors frequent all the time. It's in the corner, and it's known as the lotus flower stand. Sales proceeds go to the temple.
เอาไว้ไหว้หลวงพ่อพระร่วงนะคะแล้วก็ธูปเทียนนี่เอาไว้บูชาหลวงพ่อพระร่วงนะคะ
The shy lotus bud is often compared to a believer's praying hands. Though far from fancy, they are devoted. This is what Thai people do at temples. The temples are sharing places for both pleasure and pain. There are also temples with special towers. Curious, we explored, only to find that many of the temples had them. They look ordinary, so what makes them so special? Our inquiry revealed that the towers have owners. Who are they? Just check the name tags at the bottom. These towers, by the way, are called charnel towers, and it has long been a tradition to cremate the dead and preserve their ashes at home or at a temple. Charnel towers. Could there be a more comfortable resting place? Shall we head to the beautiful river now? For the Thai, the river is just as meaningful as their temples. Commoners live humble lives by the river. What is being thrown in? It looks like food. A lot of people are throwing food. What are they throwing? It's bread.
ทำบุญโต๊ะโม่ทำบุญหนูว่ามีคงวันですか
With so many people throwing bread, these are the lucky ones. They are catfish. Here's the story.
วิหารป่าเลไลและนี่คือว่าที่หน้าวัดนี่คืออุทยานมัจฉาและอะไรอีกันโน่นนุกติของสงฆ์
Thai people have the utmost respect for Buddhist priests. A priest is respected as much as a king. So if the head priest says something, it may as well be the law. Since then, people have not caught catfish at the river. Now they even feed the fish. Through the centuries, this place has become a noteworthy spot. Anything with life must be considered precious in Buddhism. Thanks to that belief, this river is full of fish.
เขาก็นี่อยู่แล้วทำบุญเหมือนว่าทำบุญไปครับ
แล้วก็เป็นการพักผ่อนส่วนหนึ่งแล้วก็เป็นการ
Let's take a look at another aspect of life in this Buddhist country. This is a small village near Bangkok. A noisy house catches your attention. Everyone is preparing for something. They take their seats. Is there a party today?
ขอทำบุญให้คุณยายเนี่ยค่ะอายุ
เท่าไหร่คะ
87
This lady who sits quietly. It must be her birthday.
เกิดหลานมาเยอะแยะทำวันเกิด
A delicious smell wafts through the air. The people are generous. Plenty of party food fills the table. What should we eat first? This is great. The Thai are generous and enjoy sharing. It's a humble but abundant meal. The neighbors all come to enjoy the party. It's just like a Korean party in the countryside. When there is a party, the entire neighborhood becomes festive.
หิวข้าวเหรอหิวข้าวเปล่าอร่อยไหมคะอร่อยไหมคะอร่อยรู้ว่าอร่อย
Buddhist scriptures can be heard in one corner. Buddhist priests have come from a nearby temple.
มันข้าวสั้นแบบใดก็ได้แต่ว่าเฮาลึงกับอาหารแล้ว
Temples are special, and the Thai are grateful when Buddhist priests bless them. The highlight of the party is when the priests sprinkle holy water and chase away bad fortune. When the party is over, the believers give offerings to the Buddhist priests who have come.
ถวายปัจจัยทำบุญให้เรื่องในวันเข้าพรรษาลูกหลานสะใภ้เขาเป็นลูกน้องเอาหลาน
Now that we've seen a birthday party, let's go to a festival. It appears to be a big one. People are dancing in the streets. What's going on today? Is there a dance?
ภาษาพูดไม่ได้เลยพูดแบบภาษาไทยโย I love you งานอุปสมบทจ้าแห่รอบโบสถ์3 รอบ
Entering the Buddhist priesthood is an important tradition in Thailand. It lasts from a few days to a few years. On this day, there is a great festival.
ที่ในวังครับในวังครับเข้ามาในวังครับ
Everybody comes and enjoys the fun. They go to all the temples and hold a Buddhist priesthood entering ritual at the last temple. The young man entering the priesthood is carried on his friends' necks. It seems very exciting, but not all Thai men can experience this ritual. He must pass 8 exams, including some that are physical.
กำลังบวชอุปสมบทครับ เป็นนาคอยู่ครับ
When they sit in front of the Buddhist statue, they are quiet. A grave ritual begins. He must break all ties with this world and abide by 227 rules for a certain amount of time. People who do not go through this ritual are considered premature as humans. Even the king has to receive at least 3 months of this training. And that's not all. If a man receives this training, he qualifies to be anyone's son-in-law. The Thai people's devotion to Buddhism is truly amazing. It's the beginning of a new path. For the time being, the yellow clothes and the offering bowl will be unfamiliar. But when he becomes free of all this, the 20-year-old man will emerge as a mature Buddhist believer.
ดีใจฮะดีใจได้บวชของพระเหลืองฮะ
ดีใจมากค่ะที่ได้บวชลูกชาย
The ritual is over, but the festival goes on. The people who waited crowd together when something is thrown. What is it? Lucky coins made with gold paper.
นี่ให้เป็นฝันถุงค่ะ ให้เป็นฝันถุงค่ะ ให้เป็นฝันถุงค่ะ
A man has entered the priesthood and people have received lucky coins. The village people are excited and a dance parade begins with music. The young and old, single and married, all dance away. Care to dance?
ว่าอายุครบ 20 ต้องบวชเพื่อทดแทนบุญคุณพ่อแม่ เป็นประเพณี
ประเพณีของที่วันนี้เลยเนี่ยละ
They are festive even about the strict rules of Buddhism. Devotion in daily life. That is the power of Buddhism in Thailand. Buddhism is a part of daily life in Thailand. People are always grateful to Buddha, having an honest attitude. Their humble prayers continue to this day. Snap, snap! You can't miss this! A look at UNESCO World Heritages. Traces of ancient civilization in Egypt, the Sphinx, and the pyramids. The primitive beauty of Plitvice Lakes National Park in Croatia. This entire picturesque city is a World Heritage, Prague. A combination of China and the West, the various and unique heritages of Macau. Let's take a look at World Heritages filled with history and tradition. Travel back in time to Egypt. There are still traces of ancient civilization. Go back to 3000 BC. The World Heritage Committee has designated unique ancient relics as World Heritages.
Hole in the earth and a lot of some woods around.
The greatest relics are the pyramids. They are man-made structures from 2700 BC. 94 pyramids have been discovered in Egypt. 100,000 people worked every day for 20 years to build these tombs for kings.
Each time I'm always impressed.
Another important heritage is the Sphinx. A mysterious being in ancient legends, the Sphinx is made of natural rock. People come from around the world to appreciate these world heritages. Belgium is located between Germany, France, and the Netherlands. A representative relic here is Le Grand Place in Brussels. Victor Hugo called this the most beautiful square in the world.
En rue, comme ça, de manière générale?
Oui.
Bah, ici,
C'est un gars ou...
oui, c'est un costume.
Le Grand Place is a famous spot for taking pictures. This is Prague, the capital of the Czech Republic. A history of 1,000 years seems to be very much alive. The entire city was designated as a World Heritage in 1992. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say the city is like a huge museum. Everyone dreams of traveling to Prague at least once. The city is attractive and lures tourists from around the world. It is the greatest Czech heritage. How about going to Iran to look at another world heritage? Esfahan is the old capital of Iran. It is a beautiful city that is praised for its Hellenistic culture and Persian architecture. Students of architecture should visit this place. There is a bridge filled with tradition. And there are many fancy palaces and temples. Maidan Imam is the second largest square in the world. The site has a fancy mosque. The mosque is considered a jewel of Persian culture.
این دو جداره میره برمیگرده ما چند بار میشنویم یه قانون فیزیکیه
Croatia is a small country lush with nature. The people are pure and romantic, and they have a proud world heritage. Plitvice Lakes National Park is located in Midwest Croatia. It was designated as Croatia's first national park in 1949. 16 waterfalls and 9 lakes present majestic sights here. The park is a treasure trove of wild animals. World heritages include such natural features with unique geographic characteristics. Next, we head to the Philippines, the Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park. This is one of the top World Heritages designated in 1999. The reason being the fabulous scenery. The caves below the St. Paul mountain range house unique stalactites and stalagmites. They look like they were carved by hand, attracting tourists with their great shapes. The 5-mile subterranean river is also a charming sight. What are all those things on the cave wall? They are bats. The sudden appearance of bats will surprise you momentarily, but this just shows that nature is preserved here.
This cave is managed by the city government of Puerto Princesa and also included the water.
Cultures of the East and West coexist in Macau. Macau was a colony of Portugal for 400 years, from the 16th century to 1999. There are 25 World Heritages in Macau. The most representative is the ruins of St. Paul's. The main building burned down in 1853 and only the front remains. The carvings show a combination of European and Oriental structures. At a glance, it doesn't seem that great, but it is considered a symbol of Macau and attracts many tourists. Cultural relics filled with subtle sentiments make the hearts of tourists flutter. People take pictures to capture every image.
係啊，咁其實我都喺澳門返工，咁趁今日放假出嚟影下相咯。
Behind it is an interesting sight. Being the place that spread Catholicism in Asia, there is a religious art museum underground. The museum opened in 1996 and houses exhibits of religious artworks from the 17th century. A Korean priest, Father Kim Dae-gun, also studied here. Look at this. What's in the glass case? They look like bones. What are they? What are you throwing?
성직자들 이렇게 유골을 여기 모셔놓은 곳이라는데요. 여기가 일본 그리고 중국, 한국 이 선교사분들의 유골까지도 전부 다 이렇게 여기 모셔져 있대요. 여기 터를 발굴하면서 토된 유골들을 이렇게 양쪽 옆으로 이렇게 지금 모셔놓고.
Behind the ruins of St. Paul's is Na-Cha Temple. The temple was built in 1888. It became famous because of a legend about an undutiful son who became filial thanks to religion. This temple stands for the various cultures and unlimited freedom of religion in Macau. If you want to feel the long history of Macau, visit this particular location. It is Ama Temple, where Taoists gather. You can experience Macau life and worldly views here. This is another World Heritage. The temple was built to commemorate the goddess of the ocean, Ama. It is a small temple, but it is always crowded with people making wishes. The temple that stands for health, good fortune, and wealth smells of incense. In addition to the altar, what attracts attention are the huge funnel-shaped incenses on the ceiling. These cone-shaped incenses are like Korean lanterns and burn for 15 days. Something else comes into view. That looks familiar. Are those charms? The paper is kind of like money for the dead to travel far. It is the duty of the living to hold rituals and pray for a peaceful death. This place with archaic buildings is Senado Square. Since colonial times, this place has been the hub of the city. Senado means City Hall in Portuguese. Pastel Portuguese buildings stand in the square. What's amazing is that the buildings in the square are also World Heritages. The building with the shortest history has been around for 150 years. Senado Square is a representative commercial district. The ground is decorated with waves. 2.3 miles of the road from the main street to St. Dominic's Church is decorated with wave designs. The Portuguese brought stones when Macau was restored to China. Senado Square is only for pedestrians, and many photographers are busy taking pictures of the time-honored buildings.
From photographer.net, Photo Malaysia, and Opstone Photographer Singapore. Just come here to take shots.
World Heritages are precious for everyone. They are works of nature and people and are godsends filled with history and tradition. It is everyone's duty to protect these heritages. A cool breeze blows and fall has arrived. You are reminded of something. Ah, yes, bathing in a hot spring. Hot springs are seducing people with their unique charms. There are 3,000 hot springs in Japan, but Arima isn't very well known. Let's head to Arima Hot Spring. Kobe is an international harbor city in Japan. It was rebuilt as a cozy leisure city after a great earthquake. There is something beautiful here. It is the beautiful night view. People say it is a view worth $10 million. Shall we begin our journey to Kobe? The first stop is Rokko Cable Car Station. Mount Rokko is one of the top 10 mountains in Japan. You can appreciate the mountain on a cable car. People come from all over to see this mountain.
위에 上がってで有馬を
いや昔はよく来てたんでね。
Mount Roko is a nice resting place. It is charming as a vacation site in the summer and as an area of ski slopes in the winter. The cable car that runs to the peak at 931 meters operates a little differently. It isn't suspended on the cables, but instead is pulled by ropes above the track. It feels like an alpine train in Switzerland. It is the most romantic and comfortable way to reach the top. You just sit in the cool breeze and appreciate the mountain. Nothing could be better. Oh, I envy you.
やっぱりいつも住んでるせせこましい町から思ったらね、自然がいっぱいで。
The cable car reaches a small and cozy village called Arima. The village is famous for its mountain, clean water, and generous sentiments. There is something special here. You can see steam coming out of the sewers and boiling water flowing here and there. It turns out that Arima is called a bathing paradise. It is one of the top 3 hot springs in Japan. With all this gushing water, you can drink hot spring water everywhere. And it's anything but ordinary H2O. People line up to drink the mineral water. The carbonated water relieves stress and all the fatigue of traveling.
Oishii? ちょっとしょっぱい。でもなんとなく薬の味がするんで体に良さそうですね。奥さんどうぞいかがですか
？7 million tourists visit every year. There is a popular course that everyone takes. People gather in groups. The first thing they do is take off their socks and fold up their pants. They soak their feet in the water. This is the greatest feature of Arima Hot Spring. It's a hot spring just for soaking feet. Soak your feet like this. This is paradise.
一つこの山を越えてね、有の台いうとこなんです。
The foot bath on the street is free. Oh boy, it's really good. Everyone knows that a foot bath is good. It discharges waste matter and makes the blood circulate better. Just soaking your feet will make you healthier.
Wonderful, nice, so nice. Yeah. I come from Taiwan, Taipei. Taipei is very nice and food is good.
但是台湾生活比较好。
How does it feel to soak your feet?
喜欢해요.
We went to the wellspring in Arima. See that hot steam? You can just tell it's the origin.
こういったところをね、来られたお客さん見てもらったらね、やっぱり、この温泉に入ってるんかと。
It was first established by a Buddhist priest in the 8th century. It is one of the oldest hot springs in Japan. Water that is 104 degrees gushes out. There is a red spring with iron and a clear spring containing carbonic acid.
深さのどこで温泉がパッとこう出てくるか、その間でパッと出てくるところでから出るから、その都度違うんです。
The spring water is supplied to 30 motels and hot springs through pipes. Arima Hot Spring has twice the salt content of seawater, carbonic acid, radium, and iron. People come all year round to look at the wellspring. A bathing culture developed early in Japan. Arima Hot Spring is popular both for its quantity and quality of water. They even have a wellspring tour.
温泉の源泉です。はい。やっぱりお湯の色が違います。
Change into a gown called a yukata and head to the hot spring. It's bath time.
いつもお願いして用意してもらうのね。ところがもうちゃんと旅館の方で韓国へ知順さん見にください。はい。キムヨン様。
いいとこだね。初めて来たんですけど。
There is a place that stands out among the 30 hot springs. The traditional and nature-friendly atmosphere lures customers. The pride of this place is a wellspring with carbonic acid.
この温泉は 100% 源泉です。最高です。最高？はい。
向こうは女湯です。こっちは男湯なんで、その間の境界線ですね。男と女が一緒に風呂に入らへんように、その境界線で一応シャットアウトしてるんですよ。
After bathing, you will crave some nice food. Follow the narrow alley to get to a famous place. Excuse me, where is that place?
なんだろう、3階の個室が良かったです。
金泉と銀泉があるっていうので、それを楽しみに来ました。松島幸子。
This is what everyone recommended. It is the specialty product of Arima Hot Spring, the taruto. You can see why it's got such a good reputation by the way it's made. It has a smooth taste and a unique scent. Refreshing citron is mixed into the main ingredient, red beans. Taruto is a specialty product with a reputation as great as Arima Hot Spring. You can't accurately say you've experienced Arima unless you taste the taruto after a bath. The red bean paste is sweet and the cake is soft. Everyone loves it and people are busy buying it.
나고야です。
名古屋。ああ、名古屋。이거 어떻게来たんですか？
あ、以前も来ました時に。以前来た時に美味しかったもんですから、道後に来たら。ありがとう。
There is another famous snack with a unique taste at Arima Hot Spring. It is a Japanese cookie called senbei. The cookies here are particularly popular because they are made with mineral water. We went inside to find out the secret behind the taste. The cookies are made in a small corner of the store. It kind of looks like a waffle machine. Anyway, what exactly is a senbei?
炭酸水という上の方で炭酸泉源という組むところがありまして、それを入れて混ぜて。
Pour batter made with carbonated mineral water into a frame. The cookies are made in a unique way. They are savory and crunchy. This place has made them for generations. How do they taste? The director tastes it. How is it?
전병인데 맛은 이제 우리나라 전병이랑 비슷해요. 네. 예전에 설탕 과자 왜 국자에다 이렇게 해 먹던 거 바짝 태워서 아주 얇게 만드는 그런 설탕 과자 맛이 납니다. 단맛은 조금 덜하고요. 아주 맛있어요.
Be sure to taste senbei at Arima Hot Spring. Providing clean water for baths and pure water for cookies, this hot spring has gushed for years. Be sure to head to Arima Hot Spring. This is the picturesque city of San Francisco. It is the greatest harbor on the Pacific coast and has been a center of education and culture. It is a city full of leisure. Because the city is so nice, there are always a lot of tourists. What exactly is the charm of the city?
It's better than in France, but if you go in Spain,
it seems to be good.
That's right. Anyone who goes to San Francisco should see the symbol of the city. This is it, the world's most beautiful bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge. 9 million people visit the bridge every year. An international orange color is its trademark. The fact that the 1.5 mile long bridge is only supported by 2 columns is a global mystery. But that's not the only charm of the bridge. Columns in the fog. It is a familiar scene. Well, that was the Golden Gate Bridge. Nearby is Alcatraz, a popular location for Hollywood blockbusters. How else has San Francisco been depicted in the movies? Do you remember this scene? The leading character escapes from Alcatraz and speeds off in a car. Trams also represent San Francisco. There aren't any doors, it's just wide open. The conductor operates the tram manually. The inside is eloquent and nostalgic, just like days gone by. With plenty of steep roads in San Francisco, electric trams are a main form of transportation here. Take a ride and you can see all of San Francisco. Tourists love it.
Front Street. That's the last stop, but the Embarcadero is just beyond there where you got a view of the bay, right there at the bay.
The tram has become a mascot of the city. But there is something else that is just as attractive to tourists. All these people at the pier, what are they looking at?
Boo? Yes? Boo? Say boo?
Boats?
Where is the boo? Where's the boo? Yeah.
A careful look shows movement on the pier. Are they seals? They are definitely seals. It is nothing short of majestic to see about 200 seals lying in the sun on the pier.
But it's enjoyable. You don't get to see this from where we're from, so.
The seals cannot find food because of widespread pollution, so they gather at the pier. That, in turn, brings tourists.
I like them, they're cute. Kawaii,
I like how they wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wrestle a lot.
Like this. Yeah. Sea lion.
Seals don't come on land except when they're sleeping or mating. However, the seals here are accustomed to receiving food from tourists. It's hard to detect their wild side, except when they're fighting for a spot. I'm sleepy. I'm so bored. Good sights are useless without good food. Look around And you can see a common favorite food here.
Really good. But it's still good.
What could it be? Crabs. San Francisco is famous for crabs. Dungeness crabs are the best. They are fresh, caught right from the coast. They are in season in the winter from early December.
I realized that I was probably going to be a fisherman. I better just go fishing, so I dropped out of college and been here ever since.
The crabs are named after Dungeness, Washington. Catchers lower a huge fish trap and wait. They pull up the trap to catch them. Not all crabs are the same. There are pedigrees and classes, and they have to be separated. What is the standard for selection?
Those they were females.
Oh, female.
We don't keep the female. This is a female.
Female.
Females have a rounder stomach and shorter legs, and they are sent back to breed more crabs. Small males aren't caught until they grow more. They are not bent on profits. They coexist with nature while protecting it. These strict standards are probably what make Dungeness crabs taste even better. Dungeness crabs have an abundance of quality, protein, minerals, and amino acids. Catchers reel in about 440 pounds a day.
Ahem, I'm the king.
Where do they go? The fresh crabs go to Fish Alley. Dozens of small stores cook fresh crab. You can smell it all day. They are packaged in a variety of ways so you can eat it on the street. It is popular among tourists who are always short of time. They are cleaned and boiled and then rinsed in cold water. They are cut, beat, and shelled so people can eat them with ease. Thanks to that, the customers just have to pull the meat out.
Yeah? Oh, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, yeah. So, how about crab's very good. Thank you. It's fresh. Mmm. Oh, hell yeah.
Have fun choosing what you want. All sorts of crab dishes are available, from fresh salads to seafood combinations. There's no retreating with all this crab before you. If all the seats are taken, people eat standing, but nobody complains. They are impressed.
No, but I've been here twice. We live like an hour or two away.
It's not fine cuisine because it only costs $5, but it's still good.
It is good because it is cooked fresh. But different cooks create different flavors.
These are about 2-pound crabs. Weigh about 2 pounds. The best eating crab in the world right here.
20 minutes in hot steam. The crab then goes into cold water, which preserves its chewy taste. After that, it's cutting and packaging. All this takes place within just moments by skilled workers. The most famous is this person, who is very fast. Benjamin has cooked crabs for 10 years. No matter how hard the shell, he can make it soft. Well, shall we see just how fast he is? That's really amazing. He even puts on a little show for the customers. He took care of that crab in just seconds. He handles about 5,000 crabs a day. What a pro! The customer gets his order in less than a minute. One bag costs about $12. If you want something more unique, let's go somewhere else.
Hello, welcome to San Francisco. Enjoy a nice fresh cooked crab at Fisherman's Grotto number 9, freshest crab on the wharf.
Okay, I guess we need 2 crabs for the cioppino up in the kitchen. 2 crabs? I'll get them for you. We'll save the butter fat.
This restaurant has served Dungeness crabs for 50 years. However, the main ingredient isn't the meat, it's the intestines. They have to remove them carefully without spilling any of it. This is the key.
Okay, this is the butter fat that we talked about. We put that in there. Gonna saute that. It'll give the sauce a lot of flavor.
Then they add crab and other seafood and white wine. Then comes the tomato and onion sauce and shrimp. It's a steamed crab and seafood dish. The smell captivates you, and the red seasoning makes your mouth water.
Just right. Like she said, not too spicy. So it just gives the right complement to the fish. Very delightful meal.